That is all you need to travel around,
Yeah.
and whether it is by air, by road, Lake Victoria, and that has made a big difference, particularly people who live in the people who travel a lot. In terms of immigration, again, we've put our officers, Kenya officers of immigration and of customs, sit in the same building with the Uganda counterparts. So you don't have to clear on the Malaba side, then go on to the other side to clear a second time.
The one border post.
The one border post makes a big difference. And that's repeated on the other side of Uganda and Rwanda. Those are things that made flow through borders much, much faster. Even for students, Ministry of Education have standardized an immigration type ID for schools. So if school children are going to Rwanda on a visit, all school form ID cards have the same information as a passport would have. Those are the initiatives that the ministers in charge of education and immigration developed in order to address these particular things. Ministers of Labor have been working day and night. Work permits are now free between the three countries. Professionals can work in all the three countries, in fact in the four countries, including South Sudan, without paying for work permits. There are still issues of who is a professional, who is the manager. We are addressing those categorization. Ministers of Labor have been working with professions. For example, a Kenyan doctor trained in Makerere is practicing in Nairobi. His counterpart brings in a patient to Nairobi, trained the same professors, he is not allowed to practice in Kenya. So accountants, surveyors, ICT, ministers of labor are working on how do you get
to harmonize. Yes.
How do you recognize Kenya qualifications in the other countries? So far, accountants of the four countries can work freely in these other countries. At the next summit at the end of March, beginning of April, we shall bring in, we hope to finalize or be very close to finalizing for the lawyers, doctors, engineers, ICT, and by June we hope to bring in surveyors. That is a major development for the people of the region, where they can work wherever they want, the professionals. Work permits that are free. There are still issues, there are still problems. I'm not saying it's easy, but these are issues where four presidents sitting there every 60 days, then check what we agreed 60 days ago, has it happened? And that has made a big difference. So those are some of the things that have made the movement of people free.
Good point there, Mr. Nyaga. And as we sort of head to the tail end of this interview, I'd like to pick your thoughts on the political federation that is actually envisaged within these countries. And we will be getting your thoughts on that. We want to get you updated on what's happening in Nigeria.
In the sense that we have two corridors that feed into the interior of Indian Ocean, East African region-wise. One is called the Central Corridor, which is Dar es Salaam through Kigali, Bujumbura into Eastern Congo.
Correct.
The other corridor is the one I work with, the Northern Corridor. The two corridors meet in Bujumbura and Kigali. And in fact, what we've been describing here as Northern Corridor is already also taking place in Central Corridor. President Kikwete, former, and President Magufuli currently are always represented in our summit meetings at vice president level or ministerial level or ambassadorial level. So they are part and parcel. It was just, as I said, there was that initial misunderstanding. But after that, we realized we're all doing the same thing as called for by the protocols of Arusha. He's on board.
Good.
And working extremely well with him. And he's a great man.
We hope to see him working more closely, especially when it comes to yellow fever certificates at the airport when you're traveling to Tanzania. Well, we've been speaking there to Hon Nyaga, who is the National Coordinator for the Northern Corridor Integrations Project. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be asking him about the ICT as well as the issues around security. Do we have agreement around security across the borders? Well, he'll be telling us all that after this quick commercial break. Don't go too far.